Alrighty, folks, I'll tell you what, this has been a job, but we're getting there. We finally got this fender completely straightened out. And when I mean straightened out, I'm talking about all the hardware. We don't have no broke off bolts. We don't have no rounded bolts. We don't have bolts that sit there spinning. We don't have clips that are all messed up. I took the time and went all the way around this thing. And I'm talking about literally all the way around. And went to every single corner of this thing and every single bolt hole and repaired every little detail on this thing. So everything is straightened out. So yes, I left the mount on there. There's a reason for that. But this fender is really nice. I mean, got a little rot right there. That's probably just where dirt done fell down in here and just sat there and rotted out. But that's crazy how it rotted the lip out, but it didn't rot out the bottom of it. So that's crazy. But I done went through this whole thing, got it all straightened out, and spent some time in this headlight area. I'll tell you what, I definitely spent some time there, but I had to go through there and get these were a pain. But I got all of this stuff, all the bolts and everything cut off of it. So now we're kind of getting in the final stages now of, getting this thing cleaned up, and we're going to start working on it. But I like to do this and get all the hard stuff out of the way, because now everything now will, other than the clean it up part, but it'll be fairly downhill. So I don't like, hardware that's rusted and broken and just either missing or anything like that. I just like to take all the hardware off and start all over again. It just makes it nice. So I'm going to put all new hardware, all new clips and everything in this fender. That way it'll bolt on correctly and I ain't got to worry about it. And yes, I am going to take that mount off. But those bolts are loose. They will come out. They was there. So the only reason I put it back on there is I wanted to keep the driver's side and passenger side separate so nothing gets out of order. But this is stuff I'm dealing with here, and I still got 2 bolts I got to cut on this headlight. Well, part of the bucket. This goes in behind it here, but what's left. But, ouch. Felt that in my finger. You get a little piece of metal in your finger. That hurts. But I had to go through here, and they actually do reproduce these, thank goodness. So I'm probably going to end up just getting reproductions and going from there. But this little piece right here, they don't reproduce. This is like a filler panel that goes underneath the turn signal area. And the way this goes in here, it kind of sits in here like this. So it goes in here like this. But it's right there, but it's like a filler panel. So I got to figure out something about that filler panel. But see, once you get rid of all the rust and rot, and makes the fender look a lot better, and the fender looks much better now. So now we got the actual fender, and it's not bad. We got a little rot right there, not terrible. And got a little bit on this lip. That's about it. So the only thing I'm kind of worried about is the fenders. I hope they'll clean up, but they got some pits in them, so we'll have to see. Hopefully they'll clean up. The exterior of it is pretty rough, but I'll show that in just a second. But been working on the center fender here, did the same thing to that, and it's crazy though, but it's just, man, it's a lot of work. I'm trying to go through every single hole in this fender, and bolt hole, and get all the clips and all the junk off of it. Trying to straighten it out. It's a job. It really is. But yes, I did say that we had a couple, not all the clips, not all the hardware was messed up. I saved what was good so that I can match up, get the clips and everything, so I can match it up as close as I can get it. But I'm getting ready to take this stuff up, and we're going to clean it up. I still got to do the other side yet, but I like to take my time. I don't like putting the buggy in front of the horse here. I like to take my time with this stuff. With everything, not just this build here, but with everything. And, work on one part at a time. That way we're not having a pile of stuff going on around like crazy. But I get a lot of slack. A lot of people tell me I get too many irons in the fire here, but that's all right. That's all right. We're getting there. So yeah, I just took the grinder there and just threw a cut-off wheel on it, and I just cut most of the bolts off. I just ain't gonna deal with it. And plus, the reason I cut them off too is like in these weak areas like this. If you would have went in there where that headlight bucket was, this area was fine. This has got enough strength in it. But an area like this, so this is pretty weak there. I can kind of flex this a little bit. But an area where it's already weak, I don't want to sit there and put a wrench on there and then end up breaking this piece out and twisting it out and everything. And I'll tell you why. You want to take your time with this stuff and get the bolt out the way I did it. Like that, just cut it out. That way you don't disturb anything. So that when we make a 10 plate of this, it's more accurate. I'm not twisting this all up and just, you know, pulling my hair out trying to figure out how all the body lines and how that little curve and everything's supposed to be. So I know, yes, I know it's already messed up, but still though, it's, you know, I like to keep everything intact. So we would have never known if that would have twisted out. It would have twisted us all up, and you wouldn't have seen that it had a little curve right there. So it's good to take your time with this stuff. So I'm gonna quit blabbing here, and we're gonna take this stuff, clean it up, and get back on this thing. So anyway, don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe. Not a whole lot to show, but I just want to show that I did get all the hardware and all the mess off these fenders, so now they're usable again. So make it nice. Now you'll be able to bolt them up, put new clips and everything in them, and they'll bolt up beautiful the way they're supposed to be. And then you can actually adjust the fender like it needs to be. But that's why I do this stuff. So might be shade tree, but sometimes a little effort goes a long way.